The Moza Air 2 Pro camera stabilization system allows you to capture really dynamic motion in your footage. You can use it for sweeping shots, tracking shots, crane shots, slider style shots, and so much more. This will probably be the most difficult component to master in the Z6 Filmmakers Kit, so it's a good idea to invest time in learning and practicing balance and basic operation. The gimbal is intelligent and feature-rich, and when used effectively, will really elevate the look and feel of your productions. In this section, we will go step by step through the balancing process, and I'll explain some of the basics to get you started. I cannot stress enough how important it is to get the balancing right. If your camera isn't properly balanced on the Moza, the weight of the camera will just fight the intended motion of the gimbal, and the gimbal will struggle and you'll just end up getting nothing but frustration. Trust me, take your time with this and learn to do it the right way. It will pay off huge in the end. So there are quite a few parts, and getting to know them will make the setup process easier. First, let's take a look at the bottom of the gimbal, where you'll see two threaded holes, a 1/4 inch for the mini tripod, or standard tripod for that matter, and a 3/8 inch for larger optional accessories. We'll just screw the mini tripod into the gimbal and set it aside for the moment. There's one other component that I want to point out, the quick release plate. The first one is already on the gimbal, and there's also a second quick release plate, which is really convenient if you want to swap cameras in the middle of the shoot. Other than that, most of the other items included in the kit will come in handy if you choose to add on other Moza accessories. Before you attempt to balance the Z6 on the Moza, make sure that the camera is already set up with the lens you want to use and that is set to the focal length that you plan to shoot at. That means that if the lens has a retractable mechanism, like the included 24-70 f4, you'll want to extend the lens before you start balancing. You'll also want to attach your neutral density filter now if you're using one. In addition, make sure you have a charged battery and memory card in the camera and move the tilting LCD to the desired position. You're not going to be able to extend the screen too much, and in most cases, it will be best to leave it in the collapsed position, but feel free to experiment with this if necessary. I can promise this will save you a lot of time later. Any shift in weight distribution will throw off the balance of the Moza, so you definitely want to get these things right so that you don't end up rebalancing it again later. Next, we'll mount the Z6 to the quick release plate. In order to take the plate off of the Moza, you'll need to flip the safety lock lever on the mounting head to unlock the position. Press the removal pin on the side and then slide the plate out. Next, mount the plate to the camera. Where you position the camera on the plate may vary depending on the size of the lens, but generally you'll want the lens to extend a little beyond the plate. There's a key-shaped screwdriver included in the kit that you can use to tighten it, but a coin would work just as well. Now that that's done, I think we're ready to start balancing. First step is to insert your charged batteries. You'll find a set of 4 in the kit. A fully charged set of batteries will give you roughly 16 hours of battery life. So it's highly unlikely you'll ever have to worry about running out of battery power in the middle of a shoot. The grip actually doubles as a battery door, so use your thumbnail to open the latch and lift the grip plate to take it off. Install the 4 batteries where the positive end of the back 2 are facing up and the front 2 are facing down. Put the plate back on and place the Moza on the table or a sturdy level surface. What you want to do next is make sure the arms are right side up. There's a sticker on the roll arm that will let you know which way is up. If the sticker is upside down, just rotate the arm around. Next, lock the roll arm into place. This will make it easier when you're balancing the tilt axis, so engage the lock and just reposition the roll arm until it locks into place. Now, we can slide the Z6 onto the Moza by sliding the quick release plate back on. You should hear 2 clicks, and then re-engage the safety lock. Next, balance the camera so that it's not tipping forward or backward. Just loosen the base plate lever and slide the base plate back and forth until the camera is level. Here's a trick to make sure you nail it. Turn on the Z6 and press the display button until your virtual horizon appears on the monitor. This is an electronic level. If the point in the center is green, then you're level. I think we're good. Okay, now let's work on the tilt axis. Rotate the camera upward and carefully let go. Is the camera staying in place or is it falling backward or forward? You want it to stay in place. Just loosen the lever on the tilt arm and slide the arm up and down until the camera stays in place. Take your time with this and make sure you get it right. There's a little bit of forgiveness, but proper balance will result in steadier operation. Next, we have the roll axis. First step is to flip the switch on the roll lock to disengage it. Chances are your arm will drop and swing to the side like mine did. So just loosen the lever on the roll arm and slide the arm until you're perfectly level. The Z6's virtual horizon will come in handy here again. Keep adjusting until the horizon turns green. The last axis, the pan axis, is the trickiest because you have to pick up the MOSA to make the adjustment. Now pick the MOSA up and put it in a horizontal position. Do it in a way that is most comfortable for you. What you want is for the camera to stay level in a forward-facing position. If the camera swings up or down, loosen the lever on the pan arm and adjust. Tighten the lever and try again. Keep doing this until the camera stays balanced. Congratulations, you've balanced your gimbal. Now turn on the MOSA by pressing the red button for 3 seconds. Check if you've balanced everything properly. On the MOSA, press the menu button, then press the dial downward to gimbal set, and click the dial to the right. Then calibration. Click right, then balance, check, click right again. This will test the stabilization, and if you did everything correctly, the asterisks will line up along the center. If not, you'll have to readjust accordingly and test again. Looks like we're properly balanced. It's a good idea to auto-tune each time you stabilize a camera so that the performance of the motors are optimized. To do this, hold the FN or function button until you feel the MOSA respond and then let it go. The MOSA will start calibrating and shake in different directions. When it's done, you're ready to go. The display shows you your settings for each axis. The numbers next to each axis indicate the follow speed. The lower the number, the less motion of each axis. The higher the number, the greater the motion. The letters on the right side indicate the axis is set to follow or lock. If an axis is locked, the camera will not change direction even if you move the gimbal around. If you want to temporarily lock every axis while shooting, you can hold the trigger button in the front with your index finger. The joystick gives you directional control of your camera, including up, down, left, right, and anything in between. There's also a roll dial on the left. If you want to reposition your camera to the home position, double-click the trigger. Operationally, you can use the MOSA in vertical mode, flashlight mode, and underslung mode. As far as controlling the camera, if you have the M3C micro cable and USB-C adapter connected, tapping the power button on the MOSA will start and stop recordings. You can also adjust aperture, shutter, and ISO values with the dial. To set this up, press the menu button, select Camera Set, click Select, then press down until you find the Nikon USB option and select it by pressing the dial to the right. Make sure you have the latest firmware installed on the MOSA for this to work. There are other great features of the MOSA Air 2, including Inception Mode, Selfie Mode, and more. If you download the free MOSA Master app for Android or iOS, you'll unlock even more features like motion lapse. For more information about these features and more, I encourage you to review the manual and visit Gudson.com. The MOSA Air 2 is a tool that can really enhance the look of your videos, but it takes patience and practice. Don't get intimidated. Now that you know how to get the MOSA up and running, it's all about getting out there and experimenting with this amazing device.